Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be installing a brand new dash screen to the front of our Tesla. It's going to be the T9 Pro from Tesla C. This is the very first dash screen I installed, but they've upgraded it. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's get into it. So let's jump right into the unboxing. Like I said, I got this dash screen from Tesla C. It's one of their T9 Pro versions, available for Model Ys, Model Y Juniper, your Model 3, or your Model 3 Highland. So it'll fit a wide array of different cars. If you've seen the channel before, you know how to install one of these dash screens. This one's going to install in a very similar manner. One little power harness where we're going to get power and data from the OBD port on the car, and the little power harness down there on the passenger footwell. I'll show you where all those wires go as we install this here. Let's take a look at the actual screen itself. And kind of pull it up here. So I love this form factor of a screen. It's going to fit right kind of over our dash behind our steering wheel, but I really like the design and kind of the angles that they've included on this screen. It's really sharp looking. I love that kind of angle look all the way around. It's the perfect size to fit in between kind of your steering wheel so you can see all the aspects. This screen also has this greatly included air conditioning or HVAC pass-through. So you get all of that air vent. It doesn't block all the airflow coming to your face. So really important for dash screens now. I think that they finally realized that that's a feature that people want. They want that airflow to still be able to affect them and not have all that air conditioning or heat taken away. So I really like the form factor of the screen. It looks really cool. You also get a simple pry tool and then a little mounting bracket. And this is going to mount similar to other screens where you're going to mount it through those little holes in your actual dash. See, there's room for all of those. So we'll show you how to do all that next. Let's head over to the car. We're going to go take a look at what we need to do to install it. So the first thing I like to do when doing any of these dash installs is get access to the areas I need to get. There's two of these triangles, one on each side. It might be a little different depending on what year of your Model Y or Model 3 you have. Mine just pry off, but some of the newer years are going to be a little bit different. Once you pry off these little triangle panels, your entire dash can pop up, and we need to open up this panel right here. So we're going to take the included pry tool, go ahead and get it down in here, remove this little clip, pop it out. Everything's held together with just these little clips, so it's super easy to remove these things. Remove this panel as well. With your pry tool, kind of just work it in there. After you do this a few times, they come out pretty easily. And then we're going to remove this kind of piece right here. Sometimes I find it easier to pull off this actual door seal trim. It's very simple to pull off. It's just held on just by kind of some glue and actual just compression kind of all the way around. And what I like to do is remove this entire piece and get it out of my way. To do that, there are two little push toggles that are included, one back here and then one kind of down there you can see. So go ahead and remove those push toggles next. Once you have those removed, you're able to pull out this entire strip down here just to give you all the access and it's not in the way. So I pull this out and set it on the floor. I'm going to go remove that other triangle and then we'll pull out the dash next. So now that we have the dash out of the car, the next step is attaching our screen to the actual dash itself. So if you look down here, you'll see these 6 little pegs, and these pegs are going to align with these actual little holes there you can see on camera right there with the actual kind of dash pieces. What the plan is to get these lined up, actually push the wires through where you're going to want those to go first, get the screen kind of lined up with this little cutout kind of receiver notch here. This is for your steering column. So you want the screen pretty much aligned right in the center of that. So once you actually kind of do that, you take this little mounting bracket, and this is, you get a couple of them here, so one for each side of these 6 pegs, and you're going to put one on the left side, one on the right side with the included 6 screws, kind of cinch it all together. So that's what I'm going to work on next. And this is what it should look like when you're all done. As you see, I have the 6 screws poking through those 6 little brackets. I got my 3 wires ran, 1, 2, 3, and this is kind of how they come out. So everything is kind of set up now. The screen is securely attached to the dash. Next, we're going to take this whole contraption back over to the car, and I'm going to set it kind of up on the upper dash there, so then I can actually work on running the wiring harness through the car. I'll show you where all these wires plug in next. The next step is to hook up our wiring harness. This is one of the most simple parts. It's going to look complicated, but it's actually not. Right here, you remove this little push toggle as well on the carpet to allow us to get back behind kind of our our passenger side footwell. Down in here, I'm going to move the camera over a little bit. You're going to be able to see right there is our blue OBD port, onboard diagnostics port. That's where we're going to plug into to get information such as blind spot monitoring, speed, all that other good stuff that we want to show up on our dash screen. Right here at the bottom is our power harness. So those are the two plugs on our actual data, our actual power cable, and our cable here that we're actually going to need to plug together. So they're all able to be daisy chained together. So you see how there's two harnesses here? You can plug one accessory into that OBD port, and you still have room for another one. Same down here. You can actually have two plugs, one to plug into the power harness and then one to power your other accessories. Let's start with that first. So I'm going to unplug what's in here by just pushing on the little tab and hopefully pulling it up and out of the way. I'm going to take the end that's going to go right back into where it was from my new power harness. Plug that in and take what I just unplugged, which actually be your Tesla harness, or if you have other accessories, plug it right back into that harness you just removed. Now all the accessories are just daisy chained together, so you just kind of tie them all together. Same down here. I don't have anything plugged into my OBD port now, so I'm going to take that blue end from my new power harness for the dash screen and just kind of work it down in here. It's hard to see because it's kind of dark, but just line it up. It's only going to fit one way with the way the harnesses work. There you go. You get a nice satisfying click. All this other wires are just going to be kind of tidied back up when it's time to run anything. And then this is our actual power cable, which is going to connect to our dash screen. So the dash screen wire we just installed, I'm just going to have it kind of come up following these other little wires back here. It's going to hide behind this triangle panel and just kind of run it right along here, right along this top part of our air vent. Careful to avoid all these clips here. I've seen people use some blue painter's tape, things like that. If you just want to secure it down, you don't have to. But essentially, we're just going to work it all the way over and plug it into our dash screen over on that side. So I have the wires for my dash screen just kind of coming out below right here, and I want to connect them and just match the colors from the actual power harness we just hooked up. So blue to blue. There should only be one way these connect. There's a little notch you just got to line up. Blue to blue and then red to red. This version of this dash screen also comes with a front bumper camera if you want to install it. That's what the yellow harness is for. We don't have that actually installed in this kit, so we're not going to be using it. You can already see the screen turning on here, so that's really cool. The next step is just kind of tidying up these wires and then reassembling everything. So I'm going to tidy up these wires real quick with some painter's tape, work on getting my dash back in, and then we'll tidy up that whole area over there that we uncovered. So we have the dash reinstalled at the top with the screen on over there. Next is just going to be tidying this part up the exact same way we took it apart. I'm just going to take some of these additional wires that I have, make sure they're nice and hidden back here, and just kind of wrap it all up. Tuck them back in here. There's usually lots of room, so you don't have to worry about pinching anything, but just take your time and be careful, especially down here with the power harness. Just tidy it all up so it's nice and kind of neat. Pull the carpet back over. We can reinstall this push toggle down here to kind of tidy up all these little loose wires. Then we're going to reinstall this actual trim piece we took off right here. Just like that, we're almost back in business. I'm going to reinstall this little trim panel next. Kind of it goes this way. Actually, we're going to do the triangle first. No, it's this one first. Sorry, just remembering the order. That one goes first, then the actual little triangle we took off, and then just reinstalling the weather stripping that we took off. And there you go. And this is our first look at our installed dash screen. You can already feel the airflow coming out below and coming up to my face. I love that they included the air vent, and the sight picture through the steering wheel actually looks really good. One of the most satisfying things of any of these installs is removing the plastic film protector. Woo, take that off. Looks great. Now you'll notice a couple different things down here. It's set in kilometers, the time is wrong in Celsius. We're going to be able to change all of that in the settings. No big deal. So let's go ahead and swipe and see if we can figure some of these things out. Brightness is set to manual. Looks like here's the setting icon. So let's select that. I want it in English. I want it in PSI. I'm going to set my time zone. I think I am +6, if I remember right. Steering wheel control. If you want to flip through the different types of modes. You can actually turn that on there. I want it in 12-hour format, and we'll leave that alone. Let's check the display. I have a Model Y, but you also can see here the old Y, the new 3. We're going to go with the old Y because mine's a legacy Y. I want to change it to red. And you get a couple different looking UIs. So there's a classic one and then a romantic one. That's interesting. We're going to change it over to romantic, and then we'll hit confirm and we'll see what happens. Romantic is an interesting word choice for this type of UI. I'd almost call it futuristic because I think it looks really cool with that orangey look. There you go. Looks awesome. Lots of different really cool stuff in here. Time, all that good stuff. So let's see if we can bring that menu back. Settings. So that all stayed. My time was still not correct. So I'm going to change that again to 5. Maybe we're 5. So we'll go to the display. That all stayed. I want to change it to Fahrenheit, auto brightness, auto appearance. That all sounds good to me. You can connect to Wi-Fi, super easy here, and easily change to get over-the-air updates. And I think I'm going to do that next. So we connected to Wi-Fi. I'm going to check to see if there's any updates here. Looks like it's registering to see if there's an over-the-air update. Looks like it's checking. Looks like we did find a new version, so I love that they included an option to do over-the-air updates. It helps keep these devices from being bricked by any Tesla software update. So it's really cool that they include over-the-air software updates. Tesla C is really good at that, and I highly recommend doing a software update whenever you install one of these screens. So it looks like we did just finish the software upgrade. It looks like it did reset a few of my different settings, different things. So I'm going to play around in the settings for a minute, and I'm going to come back and show you guys all the features that I found. So I played around in the settings for a while and found the correct time zone for me. It was daylight savings time was throwing me all off. I got everything changed over to miles per hour and actual miles in Fahrenheit in freedom units. So we're all good to go there. I really enjoy this display. I love the look of this one, and I think it even looks even better in this romantic mode and night mode. So I want to show you guys what that looks like quick. I have it kind of set up for just normal. It's going to sync to my actual screen here, but I want to change it to night mode to show you guys what it looks like in nighttime. I love the look of that. The swooping orange I think looks really cool. You can customize all of your ambient lighting to orange if you like and really make it pop and stand out. You also get this other display. So let's change back to the first UI. Go to display, change the theme to the classic and confirm. And it restarts the unit real quick for you. But this display is kind of like they say, classic. It's got all the information you could want right in front of you. So I really like this one too. Miles per hour, my actual range. I found that you can click the range icon to show it actually in miles or percentage. I like to leave it in percentage because we all know we drive Teslas, we never get that many miles. So it looks really sharp. And then you get this awesome driving visualization over on this side. So very basic, but it has everything you want. When you kick it into reverse, you can see like the icon changes and all that good stuff. Put it back into park. It shows all the things you would want to show from a screen like this. So it's really cool. Your car visualization, when you open the door, it's going to reflect that over on the little car right there. So like kind of reflects different parts of the car that are open. And I love that it's updated like that. Let's go for a drive. And I want to show you guys all the different features and things that you can actually see when you're out driving around. So just looking at the first UI, I have it set up in night mode here, and it's pretty basic as we're just cruising down the street. You get your speed right in the middle, and you actually get your tire pressures over here on the left, your battery range, and pretty much everything else you could want is right there on the screen. It does show your turn signals when you actually have your turn signal on. You can see it there. And it will show some blind spot monitoring. So I'll show you guys how that looks here in a second. And I quickly just want to show off UI 2 here as well. This is the one they call romantic, but it's really just kind of a futuristic look. I like the orange color in this one. I think it looks really sharp against kind of the black background, and I have it set on night mode right now, but it does a light mode as well if you prefer that. Again, has all the information you could want. Speed, range, your tire pressures over there on the right, pretty much everything you could want. And I like the little charge or power indicator around the ring. Just kind of a fun thing to look at when you're doing driving around and seeing everything. I want to show the perspective of when I am looking at the steering wheel. I really like the size and display of this actual UI. I can see all the information even up into the corners, and they look really sharp. Some of the other screens I've installed, I couldn't see information up in the corners because the actual steering wheel is blocking them. But bringing it all the way back right in front of my face, this is kind of what I see, and I think it looks really nice. So as we're driving along here, I want to show off the blind spot monitoring as well. There you go, right on the left side. You saw it light up over here, the whole screen lit up, and it goes away as soon as that truck drives by. So you get that on both sides. Having active blind spot monitoring in front of you, it's a really nice feature to have in a screen. It's one thing that I wish Tesla did from the factory. I know some of the newer models do have it over in their speakers, but for us with legacy Model Ys, Model 3s, it wasn't an option. So I really do like having that blind spot monitoring feature available. So what do you guys think? After going through all of the features of this display, is this something that you would add to your Tesla? I love these dash screens. I think I've reviewed about 6 of them now, half a dozen or so, and I really like the form factor of this one. It's one of my top designs. I love the curved angles. I think it really accentuates the interior of the Tesla. I love this design with the pass-through vent on the bottom, and actually when you're driving, it makes it look kind of like it's floating out there. It almost emulates the actual main Tesla screen, and that it doesn't look like it's right attached to your dash. It looks like it's kind of, boom, in your face, like it's meant to be there. I love this design and also the 2 different UIs. This UI with the orange and the black, it shows my car, it shows everything that I could want in my field of vision, right? I really like that, not having to look at the side screen. A lot of people don't like these front dash screens. They say Tesla didn't design it, so why do you need it? Totally fair point. I like having the information right in my line of sight. One of my absolute favorite features of these front dash screens is the blind spot monitoring. Being able to tell when there's a car in your blind spot just at a glance. You don't need to look at your mirrors or anything else. When you put on your turn signal and there's a car in your blind spot, it starts flashing red instead of that amber when there's just a car there. It's a really nice visual indicator. So most modern cars have blind spot monitoring. I think the Tesla should too. Yes, when you turn on your blinker and there's a car in your blind spot, your Tesla screen will actually light up and it'll have some red on it in your light or in your indication windows from your video cameras. But I like having it in front of me as well. I like this dash screen a lot. It also does Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I tested that out last night. It worked really well. So enjoy that feature too. If you're someone who needs Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, it definitely works for both of those as well. So if you like that feature and like having it in front of your screen, if you like Google Maps more than Tesla's navigation, make sure you check that out. And I think it works really well. Overall, I give it a thumbs up. It's a nice dash screen. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I got this from Tesla C. It's also available, I think I mentioned earlier, for the Junipers, the Model 3s, the Model 3 Highlands, and your legacy Model Y. So pretty much any of the lower tier Teslas, this thing will work for. They make a configuration for any of those. Installation for your Junipers is a little bit different because they don't have this exact same dash piece, but there's videos out there on how to do that, some on Tesla C's website too. Overall, it's a really good value for what it is. Right now, this dash screen, I think, is $300. It's already discounted $100. Using my discount code right here on the screen, GAML1080, will help you save an additional 28% on top of that $300. This brings this cost down to like $212, something like that. For this front dash screen with this much power and information in front of you, how easy it is to install, it's a no-brainer. So make sure you use my discount code right here on the screen, GAML1080. It really helps out the channel. Let them know I sent you. Just appreciate you guys always helping me out with that kind of stuff. If you're interested in any of the other products I've reviewed for my Tesla on Amazon, make sure to check out my Amazon storefront. Also down here in the description, has lots of great things, all the way that I Tesla camp, how I do stuff with my electric scooters and rideables and that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you guys checking that out. Let me know what's your favorite dash screen so far. I love hearing from you guys down in the comments, and we'll definitely catch you in the next video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Have a great day.